Good morning and welcome always to, I hope, one of the best days of your week where you get a chance to stop and drop. So I'd invite you to sit up nice and tall and close your eyes and just connect with your breath. Basically, just be aware of your breathing. Try to open up your shoulders, your chest. Feel the crown of your head reaching up and your sits bones rooted and grounded. And just allow your breathing to be natural, relaxed. Notice your body moving with your breath. Chest rising, diaphragm lengthening, belly softening. On your next breath, let's fill the lungs nice and full without raising your shoulders, but expanding your chest, your core, your belly, and deep exhaling. And once again, fill your lungs. And let it all go. And then take your hands out to the side with fingertips touching the mat. On an inhale, let's raise the right arm up. You might be able to flatten the palm. Doesn't matter if fingertips are good, whatever feels right. And then reach and stretch up. Try to keep your right hip heavy, your right butt heavy on the floor. That helps to lengthen the entire side of your body. If you lift your right hip up, you lose some of the benefits of this stretch. And reaching up, exhale, float that arm down. Inhale, sweep the other arm up, reaching up. Exhale. Now keep that left butt heavy on your cushion. And breathe. Inhale and release. Unfold your legs, bang out the backs of your knees, and whichever way you had folded your legs, let's do it the opposite way. Now, typically in yoga, we bring the left in first and we bring the right. I don't know what you did, I didn't mention it, but try to do the opposite of whatever you just had. So it should feel a little bit different, drawing the opposite heel in towards your perineum. And then inhale, once again, sweep the arms up. Exhale, float the arms down. And once again, you're going to lift your right arm up. And perhaps this time you can flatten the palm, reaching up. And maybe even bending the elbow. But I still want you to keep your right glute, your right butt, firmly planted on your cushion or mat. Inhale, up. Exhale, float the arm down. Inhaling, other arm up. And again, you might need to walk your hand out a bit. You might be able to bend at the elbow. Whatever feels good for you today at this moment. Inhale, up. Exhale, and releasing. Take your hands and interlock your fingers or interlace, and then turn the palms up, bending at the wrists, reaching up. Exhale, float the arms down. And now bring your hands into prayer, bending at the wrists. And then reverse. So you're bending at the wrists. And give your hands a good shake out. And then let's release the legs out in front. You may wish to remove your cushion at this point. Sitting up nice and tall, pull the flesh away from your sits bones. So you're literally pulling them away. And then you're taking your thigh and you're rolling it in. So lifting and rolling in. Sitting up nice and tall. So again, feel your sits bones. Now, core muscles. The PSOAS is one of those core muscles. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And it gets tight from too much sitting, even too much walking, running, although these things are good for it, but too much of a good thing is too much. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, lead with your heart. Forward fold. Just come halfway over. Inhale, stretching, reaching through your arms, reaching through the crown of your head. Remember, your neck is part of your spine. Exhale, lift your arms as you're stretching forward. Float down and take whatever part of your foot, your ankle, your calf, whatever you can reach. And on an inhale, as you hold on to whatever part of your leg or your foot that you can hold on to, use it as leverage to exhale. Lead with your heart. Don't lead with the top of your head or your nose. It doesn't matter how far over you go. We're just trying to release some of the tightness in the low back. Mobilize the hips. Stretch through the glutes. So the psoas muscle originates at the bottom of your thoracic, your T12 spine, and your lumbar spine. It is the longest of your core stabilizing muscles, and it reaches around through the pelvis and attaches to the top of your femur. Last week or the week before, we talked about piriformis, and it originates in your sacrum. Walk your hands back up and then place your hands beside your hips. It originates in your very low back, and it wraps forward and attaches to a different place of your femur. But both of these muscles need to be stretched. Otherwise, it makes it hard to sit up, to keep your spine long. If those muscles are tight, and they are, you know, a lot of people get up and they feel stiff in their low back. They feel pain in their low back or in the inner groin. That's an issue of psoas. Do you have enough room back there, Evelyn? But lots of room here. Okay, so let's point the feet. I want to really get into so point your feet, point. You're flexing, there you go. And then flex. And then just point one, sitting up nice and tall, and point the other. And then bring your feet together kind of in prayer pose. Flexing once again. Inhale, sweep up. Lifting up out of your waist. Now, if the flexing of the feet causes any cramping in your legs, then release your feet. Lift up, 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 up. From being dorsiflexed, exhale, lead with your heart, reach forward. And again, lowering your hands on whatever part of your leg, foot, calf. And then inhale, lift your hearts. So you're lengthening your spine. You're not rounding your spine so much. You're just lengthening. Obviously, we're activating our hamstrings. They attach to the sits bones. One more breath in, lengthen, even if it's just a thought, and then exhale. So your belly is probably on your thighs, and you're lowering your heart, but you're keeping your spine nice and long. Let's not round it. Walk your hands back up your legs and bring your hands beside your body. And just even from those few stretches, notice the release in your lower back. Or not. Okay, come on over onto all fours. If you need to, place a cushion or something underneath your knees. And we're going to do our cat-cow. If you can visualize a wave, all right? So, and you might want to just have a look here. As we round our spine, we're going to take our hips back towards our heels. And then as we come forward, we hollow out the lower back. This is the wave coming towards the beach. Exhale, round your spine, and the wave is heading back out to sea. So you're rounding your spine, taking your hips back towards your heels, and then inhale. Stay nice and low. The wave, you are the wave coming to shore. Exhale, round your spine, pull your bellies in, take your hips back towards your heels. Inhale, nice and low. Here comes the wave. Exhale. Take your hips back. You're rounding through your low and middle back. And again, here comes the wave. Body is low. Hollow out the lower back. Reaching forward with the heart and head. Exhale, round your spine. Take your hips back. Last time, hollow out the lower back, building the wave, cresting, and returning to the sea. And then come back into neutral, into tabletop. You're going to take your right arm forward, and then I want you to imagine that I'm putting a cup of tea on your low back. So make this movement nice and slow as you take the opposite leg out behind you. So you've got to keep that low back strong, firm, and stable. So opposite arm and leg, stretching from the core. Breathe. You can feel your core working. So as I said today, I really want to focus more on what it feels like rather than what it looks like. One more breath in to stretch. Exhale and release. Let's send the other leg out. That cup of tea is still sitting on your low back. And reach the opposite arm forward. Looking down at your mat, keeping your neck aligned with your spine, reaching and stretching. In balance, we use a lot of tiny little muscles, stabilizing muscles, proprioceptor muscles, and release. You're going to do a modified child's pose here. You're going to curl your toes under, and then you're going to reach your arms forward, stretching so your forehead may not be on the floor here. And you're reaching and stretching through your arms and your shoulders. And then bring your hands back. Take your knees as wide as the mat. Big toes touch. Flatten the tops of your feet. Take your hips back towards your heels. And release your torso between your thighs. You may need elevation for comfort underneath your forehead so you can fold your arms one on top of the other. And breathe into your side and your back ribs. I am going to turn this down. And come on up. So you're going to come on, we're going to do some, oh, actually, before we get to that, before we get to the PSOAS, take your right foot forward, bend your knee. So if you need any cushioning under your knee, please do so. And then raise your arms up and bring them down into cactus and press the elbows back to open up the front of the body and back up. And then lower your right hand inside of your right leg. Inhale, sweep the left arm up. Exhale, float it down. Replace your right hand with your left hand, twisting, other side, reaching up. And back down. Both hands now in front of your front foot. Curl your back toes under. Lift your hips up, come into pyramid. Now this is where some of you may want to use your blocks for added height. If you need them, tenting your feet on the, or tent your fingers on the mat, stretching through the back of the leg. So the psoas muscle that we're going to work on today in a somatic way is your strongest hip flexor, which we need for sitting, standing, walking, in and out of cars, etc., etc. And then release that up, the knee back down onto the floor. And then scooch your front leg a little bit forward and take your hips back. So you're stretching backwards. And then coming forward, I'm going to turn around here. So you're going to take your elbows to the opposite side of the knee. And you might just stay here depending on the strength of your front leg. Focus your gaze on the floor if you're considering lifting your back knee off the floor. But you can keep that back knee on the floor if that's preferred. And releasing. Step your front foot back into your downward dog. And just gently walk your dog. Really let your hips move side to side. Feel the muscles that are being stretched in the back of the leg. You might even move your head as you change and walk your dog. And straighten your legs without locking your knees. Press your sits bones towards the back of your mat to lengthen your spine and also transfer some of the weight towards the back of your body. Come up onto the balls of your feet. Exhale, release your knees down onto the mat. And now you're going to bring your left leg forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. And take your elbows back so you're opening up the front of your body. So really move your elbows towards the back. Sweep up. Exhale. Bring your left hand inside of your left leg. Inhale, sweep the right arm up. Exhale. Replace where your left hand was with your right hand, twisting, turn the other way. And releasing. So once again, if you need your blocks for height, bring them on either side of your front foot. Lift your back knee off the floor, coming up into pyramid. Front angle bend, Parsvottanasana, and breathe. Relax your neck, let your head hang. So move it a little bit. Breathe into your left hamstrings. And release that back knee to the floor. And then take your hips back. You may scooch your front foot out a little bit further. Take your hips back, stretching. And come back forward. And then bring your knee back underneath. Curl your toes under for a moment. Sit back on your heels. So as I said, the psoas muscle is the longest of your hip flexor muscles. So your hip flexors are in the front, starts around here, comes forward and attaches to your hip joints. If it's tight, it's not typically the cause of sciatic pain, but it can cause pain nonetheless in the hip area when it's tight. Too much sitting, not good, but we need it for sitting. Okay, come on over onto your side. You're going to lie with your bottom arm underneath your head and your top arm behind the back of your neck and your head. You're going to bring your knees forward 90 degrees, 90 degrees. I'm going to center myself a little more with my mat. So these are not large movements, but these movements are going to stretch and release. Even trauma can be stored in that psoas muscle. So you've got your bottom arm under your head. You've got your top hand behind the back of your head with your elbow bent. Your knees are 90 degrees to your body. On an inhale, you're holding. On an exhale, you're going to draw your top knee towards your elbow and your elbow towards your knee. So not huge movements, and we move nice and slow. Exhale and release. So that's the first part of the movement. We'll add the second part next. So inhaling in place. Exhale, bring top knee and elbow towards one another. And then you're going to take your bent knee backwards behind you, but keep the knee turned in. Don't let it turn up. Let the knee stay turned in. And you're also going to take your elbow back. So this is stretching your psoas. Exhale, contract the psoas again by bringing the knee and the elbow towards one another. Inhale, take the bent knee back behind you and the elbow up to stretch the psoas. This is a really deep muscle. It's hard for you to palpate. The massage artist will work it. Exhale. Again, bringing elbow to knee. Inhaling. Stretching the psoas, bringing the knee back, keep the knee turned in or down if that makes more sense, and elbow back. 2 more times. Elbow 2. Inhale, knee back, keep the knee low and down, elbow back, stretching that psoas. Last time, exhale. Inhale, take the knee back, elbow up and open. And come on all the way back. Roll over into your tummies for a moment. Fold your hands, rest your forehead on your hands, on the backs of your hands. And I want you to just, on your tummy, roll from side to side. Let your thighs and your knees kind of roll from side to side just to release any tension in the lower back, the glutes, just relaxing everything. With your head just resting on the backs of your hands. Tops of your feet are flat on the floor. They're even rolling from side to side. And then we're going to do the other side. So your bottom arm under your head. Bend your knees 90 degrees. Take your top hand behind the back of your head, bending your elbow. So you're resting your head on your bottom arm. Inhaling in place, exhale, bring your bottom knee and your elbow towards one another. And then inhale, take your elbow back, you're rolling your head on your arm, and you're taking your knee back, stretching psoas on other side. Exhale, bring knee to elbow. So sometimes the psoas works in concert with the iliacus muscle, and then they call it the iliopsoas. Inhale, stretching, keep the knee low. This is a nice stretch for all your hip flexors, but it particularly addresses the psoas. Exhale. Bringing elbow close to knee, so you're rounding your back, you're contracting your psoas, which is what we do when we sit, walk and run. And then inhale to stretch the psoas. Exhale, bringing elbow and knee towards one another. Inhale. Take that top knee back, take the elbow back. Exhale. Nice and slow. They're not huge movements, but they're doing deep work. And inhale, keep the knee bent, take it back, keep the knee low, turned in. And that will do. Come on over onto your bellies. And once again, fold one palm on top of the other. Lower your forehead on your forearms. Now, curl the toes under of the right foot and press through the heel. So you're curling just the toes under of the right foot and you're pressing the heel back. Notice the muscles in the stretch in the front of the thigh, the lower abs, your psoas, your hip flexors, of which the psoas is the largest of the hip flexors. I know I already said that, but these concepts might be difficult to remember, so that's why I repeat. And release. Flatten the top of the right foot, curl the toes under of the left foot. You're lifting the knee off the floor a little bit because you're pressing the left heel back. So again, these are not big movements, but they're key movements to stretching these deep muscles that are key to our posture, our comfort, and can release some deep-seated traumas. And releasing, flatten the top of that foot. And now curl both toes under of the feet and lifting both and pressing through both heels backwards. And releasing. Flatten the tops of the feet. Bring the elbows underneath the shoulders, coming up into Sphinx pose. Try to press shoulders away from ears. So your shoulder blades and your shoulders are drawing down your back. And you've got a nice curve through the thoracic area, up through the neck. Eyes can be rolling up, open or closed towards your third eye, Ajna chakra. Inhaling in place. Exhale, just gently let your head fall forward. And give it a bit of movement, soft movement in the no. And then the yes. And let's return to the no. And come on all the way back down. Once again, fold one hand on top of the other. Legs are coming together. Tops of feet are flat on the floor. And just do a little rocking again. Through the hips and the thighs on your mat, just keeping everything nice and loose. Focusing on the sensations. We're kind of rewiring our muscular habits just a little bit here. Okay. Draw you're still lying on your tummy with your head on your hands. You're going to bring your left knee forward, bent. So it's coming out to the side. Just holding this here. Again, this is stretching these deep internal muscles that support both hip flexors and rotation of the hip. So the piriformis is more of a rotator muscle for the hip, and your psoas is the strongest of the hip flexors. And release and take that leg back down beside you. And again, just a little rocking from side to side on your tummy, your hips, thighs, and knees. And then draw the other bent knee up, so about 90 degrees to your torso, if that's possible. Keeping your head on your backs of your flat hands. And releasing the leg back down. On an inhale, let's come back up into Sphinx pose. Elbows under shoulders, forearms straight out in front, your hands are relaxed. And again, please draw your shoulders away from your ears, your shoulder blades down your back. opening, lifting your heart center, eyes again floating up towards your third eye, Ajna chakra. Of course, this posture counteracts hunched and rounded shoulders that we can slip into when we're looking at our devices, pecking away on a keyboard, creating length through your thoracic spine. And one more breath in. Exhale, lengthen and lower. So again, your hands are folded one on top of the other, and lower your forehead onto them. Draw your left knee again up so it's bent 90 degrees. Inhaling in place. Now you're going to have to pull your left hand out from under the right, and I want you to take that elbow down towards the knee. So your left elbow goes towards left knee. Your head can continue to look forward or wherever feels comfortable. And return. Inhaling in place, exhale. Once again, bring your left elbow towards your left knee. Your left knee's not moving, but your left elbow is coming down towards the knee. And return and extend your left leg straight out, down once again behind you. Curl the toes under of the left foot. Press through the left heel, which takes your knee and your thigh off the floor. Stretch and press through the back of your left heel with your left toes curled under. And releasing. Flatten the top of that foot. You're going to draw your right knee up 90 degrees. Again, from the body. So your right knee is bent, thigh perpendicular to your torso. Inhaling in place. Now you're going to slip the right elbow down towards the right knee. Inhaling, coming back. Exhaling, take that right elbow towards right knee. Moving the head wherever it feels comfortable. You may want to stretch your head out in front forward. This stretches different muscles, of course, but we're still focusing on releasing any tension or tightness in the psoas and returning back. And last time, take your right elbow towards your right knee. And return back to center. Straighten that right leg once again behind you. Lower your forehead on your flattened tops of your hands. Curl the toes under of your right foot. Press the heel back. That will lift your thigh and knee off the floor. Press through the heel and breathe. And releasing. Flatten the tops of both feet. And now curl the toes under of both feet. Press through both heels away from you. Lifting both thighs off the floor. Stretching your hip flexors, including your psoas, which is the longest and strongest of all your hip flexors, originating on the last vertebra of your thoracic spine and your L4 and 5, your lumbar 4-5 vertebra. And releasing. One more time, slide your elbows underneath your shoulders, forearms straight out in front. Release your shoulders away from your ears, shoulder blades down your back. Eyes rolling up, open or closed towards your third eye, Ajna Chakra, your seat of intuition. And lower all the way down. Press your hands under your shoulders. Let's take one child's pose, whichever one you prefer. Knees can be together, knees can be apart. Tops of feet should be flat, but if you prefer and you want that extra stretch, you can curl your toes under. And then taking your hips back to the place that feels right for you, contracting your hip flexors. And again, releasing your forehead on the mat or your forearms, whatever feels comfortable. Feel your back and side ribs expanding as you breathe in and contracting as you breathe out. Inhaling, come on up, draw your knees in, curl your toes under, walk your hands back towards your feet. Keep your knees soft, please. Let your head hang. Feel the soles of your feet firmly rooted and grounded into the floor, and then slowly roll up, keeping your arms and your head hanging, your chin in towards your chest, stacking one vertebra on top of the other. Let your head and your arms be the last things to come up, and then bring your shoulders up. Exhale, roll them down, take a sip of water. You should feel nice and open in this area, I hope. Come on up to the fronts of your mats. So, a study that was just released last year in 2025 indicated that out of all exercises, a more intense form of yoga was the best for sleeping, if you have any issues around sleeping. And under 30 minutes was fine, but to that end, I just thought we will do our full sun salutations, a couple of rounds, some standing postures, and then everybody's favorite Shavasana. Although there's one person I know who's not favorite. Won't mention any names, Jane. Anyway, I love everybody. We're all different. We all have our little peculiarities, peccadillos, and specialties and talents, don't we? Okay, so coming up to the fronts of your mats. Start at the front or you'll run out of runway. Inhaling in place, exhale, hands in prayer. Step your feet apart, arms up, reach up, look up, expand and arc back. Inhale, bring your hands above, bring your feet back together, lift out of your waist, stretch as you fold forward. Let the crown of your head hang down. Step your left leg back and drop the knee to the mat. Bring your hands onto your front thigh. Focus your gaze. Inhale, lift your back knee off the floor. Press through that heel. shoulders are right over your hips. So don't torque your body forward. Inhale, sweeping up. Focus your gaze on the floor for balance. Press through that back heel. That is your anchor. Fingers are active. Shoulders are low. Elbows are slightly bent. Turn your hands forward, spread your fingers apart, and bring your palms onto the mat and take the other leg back. Now, whatever version of plank or push-up is best for you today, maybe it's knees on the floor and ankles crossed. If you are in your full plank position, you're pressing all 10 fingers into the mat, you're pressing through your heels, and importantly, you're drawing your belly, your abdominal muscles towards your spine to support your low back. And breathe. If you're looking to develop more body and core strength, there's not much that beats holding your plank posture. Release your knees to the mat. Flatten the tops of your feet. Leave your hands where they are and take your hips back towards your heels. Bringing your belly onto your thighs, stretching through your shoulders, arms, wrists, maybe even your fingers. Give them a good stretch. And then leave your hands where they are. Stay nice and low. Perhaps lower your elbows and forearms to the floor. As your upper back loosens, this gets easier, releasing chest and chin onto your mat. Bum stays up. I know this is awkward, but it has huge benefits for the alignment of your spine and, of course, the suppleness and flexibility. Slide everything out behind you. If you found yourself off your mat, scoot yourself forward. Flatten the tops of your feet. Draw your fingertips back to align with your tops of your shoulders. Elbows come into your side body. Press your forearms down towards the mat. Keep the tops of your feet flat on your mat. Roll an invisible alley with your nose without using your hands to press yourself up. Press your hips and pelvis into the ground and lift head, neck, shoulders, chest, whatever you can without using your hands. They're just there as guidance, keeping your shoulders away from your ears. Baby Bhujangasana. So this helps to purify and cleanse your adrenals, your stress glands. And cortisol is not a bad thing, folks. Cortisol is what wakes us up in the morning, gets us going. It's just when we have too much cortisol floating around in the system that creates inflammation in the body. So cortisol is produced by your adrenals. One more breath in, lifting whatever amount you can. Exhale, lengthen as you lower. Curl your toes under, press into your hands. You might come up on your knees first or just lift your hips up. Walk your feet a few inches forward. Bend your knees. Make sure you're pressing your fingers so much into the mat that you've hollowed out your carpal tunnel inside of your palm. And then press your sits bones towards the back of your mat, keeping your knees soft. Align your ears with your inner arms. Press your heels towards the mat. Doesn't matter if they're on the mat or not. Just feel that stretch in the backs of your knees, your calves, and especially your Achilles tendons. This is also a nice stretch for the bottom of your feet, stretching that fascia that can give us grief if we get plantar fascia. Lift your left leg up in the air. Tip it over to the right. Maybe if you look under your right armpit, you might see your foot. And then take it back. Look at your left hand. Swing that foot as far forward as you can. If it doesn't go very far, drop the opposite knee. Pick the foot up at the ankle, bring it closer to the front of the mat, and then bring your other leg forward and just let your upper body hang. Again, keep your knees soft, please. Let the crown of your head hang. Arms beside your ears. And now you might want to lock your knees, engage your thighs, pull your bellies in, sweep the arms forward, reaching up, feet apart for balance, look up, arc back. Inhale, bring your feet back together, lift out of your waist. Exhale, stretch forward. Keep stretching as you fold, fingertips touching the floor. And now you can bend your knees, sweep the arms out to the side, reaching up, hands together in prayer. Exhale, hands to heart. One more round. Inhale, exhale, hands in prayer. Step your feet apart. Arms up, reach up, look up. Open up the front of your body. Stretch the front of your spine, your abdominal muscles, all your precious organs, your liver, your spleen. Inhale, bring your feet back together. Lift out of your waist. Exhale, hinge from your hips, forward fold, reaching, stretching. Let your fingertips touch the floor. Let the crown of your head hang. If you need to bend your knees, of course, do so. And then step your right leg back and drop the knee to the mat. Bring your hands onto your front thigh. Focus your gaze. Inhale, reach up and press through your back heel. Sweep the arms up. Press through the back heel. Fingers are active, elbows are bent. Focus your gaze on the floor, 8 or 9 feet in front of you. Try to straighten that back leg. Front leg is bent, back leg is straight. Breathe. Turn your hands forward, spread your fingers apart, bring them down onto your mats. Take your back leg forward. Again, whatever form of plank, if you wished to bring your knees to the floor, cross your feet at the ankle. If you're nursing a sore shoulder or wrist or anything, please modify and practice respect and compassion for where your body is today. Pull your bellies in. Remember, your neck is part of your spine, so neither reach it up nor let it just hang out. Shoulders away from your ears, breathing, pull your bellies in. And then release your knees, flatten the tops of your feet. Take your hips back towards your heels, lengthening and releasing tension from spine, through shoulders, arms, elbows, wrists, fingers. Just breathe. Leave your hands where they are. Lower your forearms and elbows if possible. Stay nice and low. And eventually bringing your chest and your chin down onto the mat with your bum in the air. Again, as I said, I honor and understand how difficult this can be, particularly if you're really tight in your upper back. Just do what you can. Slide everything out behind you. If your feet are off your mat, scooch yourself forward. And then spread your feet the width of your mat, perhaps, and press the tops of your feet and particularly your baby toe into the mat. Draw your fingers back to align with the tips of your shoulders, tops of your shoulders. Elbows come in towards your side body, and then press your forearms down towards the mat. Roll an invisible alley with your nose. On an inhale, you're pressing your hips and pelvis into the mat, and you're lifting your head, neck, shoulders, chest, off the mat. This may be as far as you go. However, if you wish to press up further, keep your shoulders down, keep your elbows in, press the floor away from you, coming up into the fuller expression of Cobra, Baby Bhujangasana, nourishing to adrenals and kidneys. The compression helps to release any wastes, toxins. One more breath in. Exhale. Lower and lengthen, releasing your forehead. If you separated your feet, bring them back towards one another. Curl your toes under. Pressing up, maybe coming onto your knees first. Lifting your hips, walk your feet towards you, and please bend your knees. Bend your knees, press your belly onto your thighs, press your chest towards your knees, align your ears with your inner arms. Let the crown of your head align with the arms. And now, whatever amount you can, press heels towards floor and enjoy the stretch in the backs of your legs. Keep pressing your sits bones towards the back of your mat to lengthen your spine and take some of the weight out of the front of the body. Let's lift the right leg up, bend at the knee, tip it over towards the left, and maybe look under your left armpit and say hello. And then take the foot back, look at your right hand, sweep that foot as far forward as you can, other leg forward, standing forward bend, Uttanasana. Keep your knees soft at this point and just let the crown of your head float down, and maybe your knuckles are dragging on the mat. Give your head a little shake so you know you're relaxing it. Bring your arms beside your ears. Now please lock your knees without hyperextending the back of your knees. Bring your belly in towards your low back. Sweep the arms in front. Feet apart for balance. Look up, reach up, arc back. Inhale, bring your feet back together. Lift up out of your waist. Exhale, reach forward, forward fold. And then bend your knees. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, reaching up. Exhale, hands in prayer. Please take a sip of water, and we'll just release the lower back before we come into Shavasana. Good work, everyone. Come on down onto your mats. Actually, bend your knees. Place both soles of the feet on the floor and draw your right knee towards you. Nice little compression, contraction for your psoas. And in case you want to investigate the psoas, it is spelled PSOAS. PSOAS. 5 letters, bizarre spelling. Probably comes out of Latin. Straighten your left leg down in front. Place your left hand on the outside of your right knee and draw it across your body. Doesn't have to go a long way. Again, how do things feel? So this is, of course, stretching your glutes. There are 3 of them. They need to be stretched. They are the strongest muscles of the body. So breathe into whichever of the muscles feel tight. Try to relax the rest of the body. Even try to relax all the muscles. As I've said before, if you can relax the muscles when we're twisting or stretching, the connective tissue gets to work to lengthen and to release tension because it holds a lot of stress and tension. And inhaling, come back to the center, drawing the right knee up. And now bring the left knee up. Keep the right knee bent for a moment with the right foot on the floor. And then interlace your fingers around the shin of your left knee and pull it in towards your body. And then slide your right foot straight out in front. Bring your right hand on the outside of your left knee and draw it over to the opposite side. Again, just breathing into whatever part of your hip, your glutes are holding onto who knows what. Anything and everything, but just breathe into it. Be compassionate, non-judgmental. Good deep inhaling. And it's so important to exhale fully and completely. It's a form of letting go. Breathing in through your nose helps to purify, humidify, and warm the breath that's entering into the lungs. Makes it more efficient. If you wish, you can exhale through the mouth, but inhale through the nose. And that will do. So extend your legs straight out in front. Bring your heels together and let your feet splay out. Bring your arms beside your body, but far enough away from your body to let your shoulders comfortably be supported on your mat. Eyes are closed. Separate the biting surfaces of the teeth. If you have something to cover your eyes, always helpful to shift your body into your parasympathetic nervous system for healing, restoring, and balancing your body, mind, and spirit. Once again, as we began at the beginning, just become aware of your breathing, feeling connected. Pause at the bottom of your exhalation before you breathe in. When you pause at the bottom of your exhalation, there's a complete cessation of thinking, of thought. Just in general, become aware of how you feel. Without judgment, just pure loving, caring awareness. Inhale the life force long, full, and deep. And deep. Exhaling. Long, full, deep. Inhaling. And let it all go. Roll over onto your side. Bend your knees. Take your time here. When you're ready, slowly using your top arm, press yourself back up into a seated position. And if you wish, further enhancing the vibration that extends in your vagus nerve from your brain to your gut by chanting Om. This is another topic that's upcoming. Inhaling together, we'll chant Om just once. Om. How sweet it is. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. I almost don't want to open my eyes. I just want to stay in the peace. Peace is the fountain of youth, kids. Thanks so much. If you have any questions or